You have to learn how to address and have hard conversations, honey. It's just part of life. And she said, will you go with me? Will you do it with me? And I said, I'll be in the room, but I'm going to let you find your words. This
That's
is your
great.
father, safest place in the whole, safest person in the whole world for you. He is not going to be angry. He is going to hear you and listen.
Hmm.
But I had to approach that conversation with her knowing she was agreeing and that this was like climbing Mount Everest for her. But for me, it would just be like, Dad, I made a bad grade on my report card. I hope you're not mad at me. And he'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, you're great, babe. But for her, it was climbing Mount Everest.
Yeah.
And I had to tell Greg, like, this is really hard. When Emily comes to you and tells you this, I need you just to be calm, which I knew he would be. But I just said, just give her a big hug. And so then
Yeah.
after the conversation, I went to Emily and I said, now that it's over, did you die? And she'd say, no. And I'd say, okay, so look, you can have hard conversations with people that you love. And it's
Wow.
not the scariest thing in the world. And she's like,
So
you're right. And
huge.
I said, it's huge, Courtney. It's
It is huge.
huge.
Well, and I love one of the things that you're doing is affirming who they are, who God made them to be, because maybe it's just me and my sensitive heart, but I always look at the negative. Like I will just harp out on here's what I'm not, and I don't do this well, and I don't do this well. But there's some unique things that each personality brings to the table. And like as a mom, to be able to
Absolutely.
say, God, like this is how you're wired, and it is awesome for the world. And you bring this to the family, even with Ella's senior, like her application senior year to colleges. She was like, what's unique about me? And I'm like, you can't name 5 things that are unique about you. And so I got to speak into that. Ron and I both came together and gave her a list, and we're like, you are discerning, you are wise, you are thoughtful. Like her pausing because she doesn't speak all the time, she's a blue, is a gift to our family. She's very choosy with her
Absolutely.
words. She's not just like me, motor mouth, just throwing it all out there. And so I think as a parent, that's one of the ways I think we can just affirm them and just say, this is a good thing about you. Like, this is what you bring to a group. It's what you bring to our family. And even as
Absolutely.
friends, too. Like for me and you've done that really well for me over the years to say, like, we also as moms think we're pretty lame. It's like, no, that's a great thing in you, Karen. Like, there's a reason you're leading bazillion moms on this planet is because you're a leader. And it's so,
Well, thank you. It honestly, it's just and it just continues. I'm teaching my grandkids now about their colors and they love hearing about their colors. Like my oldest said, "I'm a blue. Tell me about a blue again, Mimi." And I was telling her
so
all about
cute.
it and these are your strengths and these are your weaknesses and in your weaknesses, I tell her that's where you draw into the Lord and you say, God, help me not be fearful. Help me not be critical. Show me what you see here, that you're going to work all things together for good kind of thing. And I don't need to be afraid of this situation.
I love that you ended with the grandkids. So I talked about you in the intro, but completely forgot to let you introduce yourself. So tell us like where you are in life and maybe one thing you're enjoying about this phase of motherhood and grandmotherhood.
Well, in my life, I'm 60 years old. Can you even believe that?
Looking good. Looking
61
good.
this month. Well, listen, I just had my hair did. But I have 4 children, grown children. They're all married. I have 7 grandchildren and still counting. And I am loving this stage of life. I'm loving the
Yeah.
stage of marriage, 39 years in. And Greg and I have found, at the empty nester years, the first couple years is a little, you got to figure it out. But we figured it out. And we figured out that we love to travel and we love to eat food. And so there you go. That's what we do. And I'm
Perfect.
just getting fat and happy, and I'm okay with it, Courtney. I'm okay with it.
You
I look
look
at my old
great.
pictures where I was thin, so
You look
but
great.
I love leading birds on a wire. I love encouraging moms. I love talking to moms. I love writing to moms. I love drawing moms to the Lord and letting them know, hey, you cannot do this by yourself, sweet girlfriend. And you need to get off of Google and stop asking Google all your parenting questions and ask your Holy Father because he's got the answers and not Google.
And I think that's how we end this is to go, yes, all the tests, but yes, pray. Like, Lord, remind me who you say I am. Remind me who you created these kids to be and write that down. I found a piece of paper the other day where I had done that for Ella and I wrote loyal and leader and radiant. And she's just started to lead with her own skills at Auburn. And she's feeling so excited about it. I was like, Ella, this is always who you've been, but you didn't have the courage to try to put yourself out there.